You guys are about to take on something very ambitious, I'm hearing, about creating how many jobs?
20 million.
20 million jobs.
Yeah. 10 years, the 10 years structure.
In 10 years?
Yeah.
In Nigeria?
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Okay. Well, the idea of YEAST project, we call it Youth Employment Acceleration Strategy, called YEAST. You know, we are chefs, you know, we bake bread. And one ingredient we use in baking bread is called yeast. After you've done the dough and everything, yeast is that single ingredient you add, just very small. It makes the bread rise and makes it a loaf, you know. And I feel that is what the missing ingredients that we have in Nigeria in terms of job creation. Now, if you look at other countries, you look at Singapore, you look at China, you look at Japan, you look at US and so on. You remember that was the time when Japan started, people used to say that all Japanese products are fake. The same with China, when China started, they say, oh, all Chinese products are fake. The same way people will easily refer to Aba-made products. Now, oh, it's Aba-made products, Aba-made shoe, it's fake. The shoe I'm currently wearing now is made by a lady, a Nigerian. We made a promise ourselves that we will never wear any imported shoes in Nigeria. And these shoes was actually delivered within a space of within less than 24 hours. The two of them actually last week. Now, what am I saying? This lady, she does a good shoe now, for example. I'm using her as a case study. Now, she knows that I can do more. She's passionate about this business. But when you look around her, you find out that there is so many constraints that she has in terms of infrastructure, you know. And they talk of power, for example. She cannot be able to maintain her own power. Like us now that is in the food industry, for example. It's easier for me to buy chicken in bulk, you know, and stock it and begin to use it as the need arises. But I can't do that because I don't have the capacity first to be able to buy a bigger gen that can be able to power my cold room over time, you know. And what do I have to do? I have to begin to buy it small quantities. It takes me a lot of transport, it takes me a lot of stress, and so on and so forth. Now, what we are advocating with the YEAST project is very simple. Inspire people, give them a skill, get them acquire a skill. Then after acquiring that skill, we set up what we call a job center. Now, those job centers, let's assume it's tailoring, for example. We have cases where you see politicians who want to do something for their community. They go buy sewing machines and share it and give to people. Go and check those people they give those machines 3-4 years after. Most of them, they will leave those machines at home because it's more than just being we're focusing on making people tailors. Why not making them garment manufacturers? It's interesting to know that as Nigeria is currently, we don't have a single suit manufacturing company in Nigeria. All the guys that we have making nice suits is handmade. They have to make these suits by themselves. This shoe I'm wearing is handmade. There is no aid of machine in any way. And you want to compete with Italian shoes, which is made with 98% or 95% machines. It's not possible. You look at garment, the same thing. You see someone using hand to cut, to measure your size, to sew for you, where in abroad they sew with patterns. That's why you can go there and buy Turkish shirts, size 35, 30, and so on and so forth. This is the level that we want to get Nigeria into. And we are looking at a sustainable approach to job creation. We politicalize almost everything. Job creation is politicalized. You look at Shopee, assuming they said it created over 5 million jobs. Now, being realistic, I mean, of those 5 million jobs are still in jobs today, 5 million people are still in jobs today. You see them moving around with rakes and brooms and all that, going to sweep the street. You know that in this sense, it is not sustainable. And imagine the amount of money that has been invested in that particular strategy. You look at UWIN that was done by the last administration, quite very ambitious project. We have so many of our friends who won. Very good. The process was a bit transparent. I mean, I must be honest with that, but you look at now and say, let's go and do review of all those that win that you win, where they were before and where they were now. You find out that it's just a little difference, and some have even gone back to where they are, because it is not about throwing money at the problem. It is about having a sustainable strategy to these people. That imagine if this you win money, for example, instead of giving it individually, they use it to set up factories. Large factories. Not just in Lagos, but even in those remote villages. First, it will make people to move back to their villages. We have mangoes, we have oranges, we have so many fruits in Nigeria. Over 70% of fruits produced in Nigeria are wasted. Have you ever wondered why apple is produced in South Africa, but we eat fresh apple here in Nigeria on a daily basis? It is system. They just set up a system for preserving these apples. Once these apples is harvested, is preserved, and after preserving, it's packaged properly and is exported. We need to get to that level. Look at our tomatoes, for example, the same thing. We cook. When you go to market to buy tomatoes, you see tomatoes they bring in today from the north. Today it is good. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, that tomato has gone bad if it is not sold.
So how is this going to work realistically now? And you have a time span of, you said 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
How is this feasible? And is government supposed to buy into this, or is this supposed to be a private sector driven thing?
Okay, it's very feasible. And we look at it for every 2 million people every year for the next 10 years. And how this is going to run, we intend to have conferences, seminars, and youth entrepreneurship seminars, really. People need to hear stories of entrepreneurs who have actually succeeded in Nigeria, how they actually succeeded. And our story is something that connects to majority of Nigerians. Each time we go to speak in an event, and people are emotionally drawn to our story because they can relate to it. That is still position where most of them are, and we have been able to pull ourselves out of that dungeon. So it is very realistic, and both the government has a part to play. Enabling environment. Instead of state government throwing money around to these people, let them invest this money in a common facility. We have a youth project team. We have set up a team, management team. We also set up a board of directors that will see to this. When the government want to embark on a job creation strategy, imagine a government of a particular state like Anambra State, for instance, okay, no, I want to set up a job center that can employ 50,000 people. Just give up the land, then build up a center there, and then import these machines in large quantity and fill it up there. Then you see that you say, let's make Anambra State a suit manufacturing state, a suit manufacturing. Have one particular product that you measure in that state, and it costs them. It's much easier, and it's easy to maintain. They use common power, they use common facilities.
Are you in touch with any governments so far? Do you have a yeast document?
We have a yeast document, a complete strategy document already done and everything. So what we're doing, we're going to launch it on our 30th birthday. This is going to be this week. We're going to do the formal launching of the youth project this week. And then when we launch the project, then we'll now begin to move it all out and begin to seek approvals and all that. We are not really going to focus only on government. We're also looking at private individuals who want to do corporate social responsibility instead of throwing money. We won MTN 5 million business grant as one of the most inspiring young business in Nigeria 3 years ago. And we are saying, okay, instead of throwing this money out to young people like us, you know what? Why don't we invest that same money instead of spending 100 million and you only give out 20 million end of the day to the winners? Bring this 100 million, let us set up a center built by MTN and then equip it with machines. Like us who are entrepreneurs now into food now, want to own a bakery. Imagine a bakery fully fitted with all industrial baking machines and all that I cannot ordinarily afford. I can go there, use these facilities at a fee, and then pay whenever I get a job. So all I need to do is to go out, get the jobs, produce in that common facility, and take it out. It has taken away almost 80% of my cost.
We need to quickly go now, advertisers, before we go now. You say you're turning 30 on Wednesday. Happy birthday in advance. You've done a lot already in your 20s. You seem to have a plan for your 30s to create 20 million jobs. Yes. Besides that, what's next for you guys, very quickly?
Well, we're still looking at our 30. We're looking at the youth projects first of all. That's what we will be committing our lives. And the speed news also, we're looking at accelerating our businesses. For example, we're looking at promoting, having a campaign on healthy eating. We want to begin to train these local women who sell mama put, for example, and then sell them franchises to offer better. And also, we'll be launching a 10,000 capacity factory. Okay. 10,000 capacity will be, at least we intend to be the largest mass feeding company. Just the way it's done all over the world. In Nigeria, we're also working on that. So between 30 and 40 years,
many more great things will be happening. Thanks for being here today. Looking forward to the launch of the youth project. Yeah. I would like to see what is contained, and I'm sure Nigerians will be excited because jobs and the economy is probably our biggest issues right now. So thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.